Greetings and welcome to my highlights package. This is Dugout Man and you're joining me for the Grassroots to Glory series with Sandbach United. And we've made a couple of signings since we were last together, and they're okay. Then I don't think they're anything that's going to completely change things. But Peter Vincenti, I think I've got it now. He's 34 years old. He's a very well-rounded guy, except he's very slow. So we're not going to be using him particularly as anything other than that deep-lying playmaker. That I think he can play the role reasonably well with that. He lacks the stamina, of course, but there's not a lot we can do about that. But he does have the off the ball, he has the vision, his work rate's a little bit lacking, but he's got great first touch passing and technique for this level. And I think he's going to be a really key and experienced head for what we have to come, which is going to prove to be quite an interesting period within our season. And then also we've signed Ryan Seal, again another fairly experienced guy. Now this guy is really just a little bit of a backup, but as you will see from the top, he's our new assistant manager. And the reason he's our new assistant manager is because our previous manager has been poached from us. He's now the manager of somebody somewhere, but I'll show you that when we come back, because for our live comm, should I say, because it will give away our league position if I were to show you now. So what I'll do is I'll run you through the games that we have played over the last month or so of the game, and then we'll get straight through to the live comm video, because I'm sure you guys are looking forward to seeing how we progress. So our first game is against Bursko, and as you can see, we have a penalty in the 12th minute of the game, and I just wanted to talk about the fact that this is going to be one of 3 games against Bursko in a very short space of time. They are a good side, they're a difficult side to play against. Let's just show you how we got on in the first of these 3 appearances. This is in the league. Ellis slots home to give us a good start, 1-0. And then it took to the 73rd minute before the next goal scoring action. Now unfortunately it was Sheriff breaking through. Nice easy finish into the far corner. Good goal for them, 1-1. And that was that. So we probably had the better of the game, more shots than them. On target was the same. It was a close game, probably worthy of a draw. It was an away match for us, so it wasn't the worst result in the world. So then our next game was away against City of Liverpool, and as you can see, Sandbach are in the white, City of Liverpool in a lovely purple shirt. But once again in this game, we disappointingly allowed a guy with a girl's name as a surname, should I say, Claire, scored the first goal. Then Bailey Prudo breaks down the wing, crosses the ball in. Belkio Papa with a great goal to make it 1-1. Then Chandler Bing heads it out, but McDonald picks it back up. This is in the 44th minute of the game, and the shot pretty disappointing from Can, the goalkeeper, but that's 2-2. Then into the second half, Bailey Prudo picks up from a poor throw-in. The ball looped over, and Haynes with a superb little tap-in. But sadly, that was it for goals. It's another away draw, again against a team that I think are a pretty good side. So we can't be too despondent with the results that we've had in the first 2 games. But it would be nice to put some wins on the board. So then we come to our second game against Bursko. This is in the cup. And as you can see, Bursko on the attack with a corner. Sheriff scored in the last game against us, finds Alisson, who slots it home. A little bit disappointing from the keeper there. And then Griffiths with a free kick. This is a slightly rotated side, I might add. Taylor with the header scores the goal, and that was 1-1, and it went to penalties. Brogan with our first penalty. Sheriff scores for them. Then Berry hits the post. You can't get any more lucky than that. And I was a little bit worried at this stage with missing a penalty already. But then that happened from Hackett, and it's all square again. Dan Smith, he never misses. Great penalty from Dan Smith. And then Alisson, the scorer in normal time, absolutely spoons his, and we are ahead on the penalties. Belchior Papa, great finish. And then another guy for them. Scores, well done. Bursko. Brown scores. Muggleton slots it home. Gilroy with a great finish. Mellon, ever reliable, scores again. Griffin scores. Bailey Prudo with a very soft miss. And that was the end of that. So Bursko ran out winners on penalties. They were the better side, if we are going to be honest. But it was disappointing to lose. We're out of the cup, but at least it was the cup and not the league. So then we come to our third game against Bursko. This time we get a home match, and what I felt really we needed to do was completely change the formation and try and give Bursko something to think about. So we decided to go for a very narrow 4-3-3 and see whether we could just outplay them in and around the edge of their penalty area. And in the 10th minute of the game, Earl wins the ball and crosses it in. Lucky Lou controls, and what a goal, what a finish from Lucky Lou. Just a few minutes later though, Abasotto crosses it in for Riley, an easy free header, poor marking, and that was 1-1. And surely we're not going to see a disappointing result again. But Dan Smith sneaks in. This is the second half. Haynes with the finish, but it was a little smash and grab that from Dan Smith. He did well to provide that goal. Then Muggleton steals the ball and sends Dan Smith clean through. Dan Smith loves to be in those positions one-on-one, and he slots it home 3-1 against Bursko. Finally, we worked out a way of beating them, and that was a great result. Really happy with it. Good to see the goal from Lucky Lou as well. That was an incredible strike. And Sonny Haynes and Dan Smith getting a goal apiece as well was really good to see. And also Chandler Bing having a bit of a run out up front as well. That was good. He didn't really impress, but it was nice to see him getting a go up front rather than in. So then we came to Emley. There's no highlights to show you, I'm afraid, on this one. It was another draw away from home. It's really becoming a frustrating time that we are not playing as well as we should be, and maybe it is that we need to sign a few more players. I don't know. I feel like the team that we've got is good enough for promotion, but we're just not demonstrating it. So we are going to be looking at introducing a new tactic. I've been working on it. I don't know how it's going to perform in matches. We will soon find out. But this match was just another demonstration that we're actually, the wheels are beginning to come off a little bit. But the good thing for us, as you'll see when we see the league table, it's not just us who the wheels are coming off for, and actually we're as inconsistent as the rest of the teams in this league. So here we are away against Hanley, and Sandbach United are the team in white, Hanley obviously the team in blue. It's another reasonably local derby. Hanley is probably the local shopping area for people who live in Sandbach, and realistically, this is a team who we should be comfortably beating, and I believe we did comfortably beat in the previous fixture. But when we came to the 77th minute and I began to push for the win, all of a sudden everything went a little bit wrong with that Basquera volley from the edge of the area, which was superb in fairness, and then just a minute or so later the ball was crossed in, and once again we concede from an innocuous free kick. So it was a really disappointing 2-0 defeat, but look at the stats: 21-7, 8 on target to 4, 57% possession. I would say we were well and truly FM'd there, because we were by much the better team and somehow came away with poor ratings and a disappointing result. So then we come to our home match against Congleton. Congleton Town are another extremely local team to Sandbach United, and this match was just a barrel of laughs to watch. Here we go, enjoy. 21 minutes in, and Leonard slots a penalty home for Congleton to give them an unlikely lead. Kasimba free kick, and some really atrocious defending, and eventually it's gone in. I'm not even sure who claimed that goal, we'll see at the end. But that's 2-0 and we're in big trouble until the 75th minute when Berry puts Smith clean through one-on-one with the keeper. Superb finish again, with the outside of his foot into the side of the goal. And then Muggleton with a free kick again finds Dan Smith, who slots in at the near post. Beautiful goal. And that's 2-2. Just when you think that surely we have got the upper hand, Congleton bring it forward again. Find Howes on the wing, who crosses the ball in, and buries it. Beautiful goal for them. Very disappointing for us. But that wasn't the end of it. In the 95th minute, just, I don't know, 15 seconds, 10 seconds till the final whistle. And watch this from Mellon. That is amazing. That warrants a rewind. Prudo just chips it up. Left-footed volley. Have that. 3-3. A rescue draw, but it's getting a little bit frustrating now because we've actually only won 2 of our last 8, so should I say, 2 of our last 8 league games, and I think we've drawn 5 of those 6 that we didn't win. So it's getting really frustrating, and we've got to come up with a way of stopping the rot. So then we come to our game against Padiham. We're the home side, and this is a team that we really ought to be winning against. And as you can see, early doors, Dean has a penalty for Padiham and gives them the lead. That's 1-0. So again, I'm getting a bit annoyed and a bit frustrated at this point. Hayden Price finds Muggleton, who plays Smith through with a ball round the right back, and Berry comes from the far side and slots it in. We are playing, I believe, a 4-3-3 again in this match, trying to change the formation to just stop the rot that we're in. Then Kirangozi, right before half time, 45th minute, crosses in for Cranston to head home. Poor defending. 2-1 to Padiham. Still not half time yet, 2 minutes into injury time. In the first half, Haynes picks up the ball, squares it back. Hayden Price with the headed goal. 2-2. So into the second half, Liptrop picks up the ball, plays it to Earl, who plays a superb long ball towards Smith, who controls it. Plays it to Haynes, who's one-on-one with the keeper, makes no mistake. That is 3-2 to Sandbach United. And we've still 20 minutes to play. Muggleton on the left plays a ball for Smith, who again ran on. He has become something of a provider as he finds Haynes, who slots home another goal, and that is 4-2 to Sandbach United against Padiham. 2 goals from Haynes. We were helped out a little bit, it has to be said, in that game, but yeah, 4-2, a good win, and we'll take that every day of the week. So then we come to our away match against Runcorn Town, and Sandbach are the team in white. The sky blue is Runcorn. Let's get straight into the highlights. Muggleton with a throw-in finds Mellon. Muggleton with a superb cross. Berry at the second attempt. We're playing the 4-3-3 again, and it has worked again. Then Vincenti to Mellon. Superb ball through to Smith. Makes no mistake. Lovely slotted finish there for him. He's not scoring as many as he's providing at the moment, but he's still playing really well, Dan Smith. Bailey Prudo picks up the ball in the 89th minute of the game. Slots Berry through. One-on-one with the keeper again, makes no mistake. He's beginning to come into some form, Berry. He likes his 4-3-3. Now, ironically, this 4-3-3 that we've been playing, I've actually developed a new tactic over the top of this one, so this tactic is actually gone. But I'm hoping that you'll like the tactic. It's a bit unconventional. I'm hoping it'll work. It's sort of like a theory that I've been building in my head. But what I wanted to point out, we played this 4-3-3. But you remember the Hanley game? We got FM'd by Hanley, and truth is, we just FM'd Runcorn Town. They absolutely battered us in that game. You saw 3 highlights, which were 3 goals for us, but that didn't tell the real story of the game. We were battered, absolutely hammered, and somehow came away with a comfortable win, which is a testament to the quality of our strikers. But I felt a bit sorry for Runcorn. They really deserved something out of the game, and they didn't get it. So where does that leave us in the league, you may ask? We sit second, and to be honest, we're 6 points behind Nelson, who have emerged as the new team to beat in this league. They have probably been the only team to find a little bit of consistency, and you know, we're chasing them quite seriously now. We'd have to win both of our games in hands to overtake them on goal difference alone, which we would obviously do if we got exact same goal difference with Nelson at the moment. But we've got to cut out the draws, because particularly the away draws are a real issue. As you look at it, we are currently second. Longridge and Avro have really dropped away. So what have we got to look forward to over the next live comm? Because I've shown you the result, the highlights already, we're not going to need to cover all this, so hopefully it'll make it slightly shorter. But we are going to try and cover 3 games here, which will be New Mills, Northwich and Bootle. So at least we get a couple of home games as well, because they've fell few and far between more recently. As you can see, our form over the recent times has not been great. It's just a few wins for us in our recent games. Many draws, and we've got to cut them out. So hopefully the new tactic that we have, and what I'll do is I'll very quickly run you through that new tactic. We may or may not play it against New Mills. New Mills might not be the team to test it out against, but we're a little bit short of players to play it in some respects as well. But that is realistically the tactic that we're going for, and this is my thinking behind the tactic at the moment. And you will notice that it leaves a few players out of contention who are quite important to us, and that being the wingers. But what my thought was, if it all was struggling to make any headway down the middle, we can simply change it to this kind of tactic quite simply, and get some wingers on the go to try and get us back into it. Or even if we're really struggling, we can drop these players back and make it much more counter-attacking. But I wanted to become more attacking. I wanted us to be able to get sort of like 15-20 shots every game, and hopefully score 3 or 4 goals most games, because I believe our strikers are good enough for that sort of thing. And also, you know, this is throwing caution to the wind a little bit in some respects. We've got 2 wing backs on support. They may come back to defensive wing backs, I don't know, I haven't decided, but they're offering the only width that we've got. Just wanted to check one thing. So because they're so bunched up, I am going to put extremely wide there, but I just want to make sure that in when we've not got possession, we narrow it up a bit. So that is really important to us. But yeah, so that's the tactic. It will be interesting to see how it works. I haven't saved it yet, so hopefully we don't lose the game at any point. What have I done? Oh, there we go. But yeah, so hopefully that will work, and the players that we have will cope with that. As you can see, if you look at our squad, we're still really in need of a couple of extra bods to play well. If you look at us, we've got stars in nearly all of our positions, but when you come past the match squad, it looks a bit bleak. And we're going to have to work on that and keep signing players, I think. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes. We will, of course, still be working on our 4-4-2 tactic, which has served us well for the most part of this series, but we've just hit a time where something had to change, and this is what we went for. So I'll see you soon for the live comms. I look forward to it against New Mills. We're all excited. I hope you're enjoying the series. Leave a like, subscribe and a comment. It'd be great to hear from you. Let me know how you're enjoying the series, and I'll see you again soon. This is Dugout Man, and I'm out.